one for the other. For love is young and love is strong, and each one seeks another.
This is Hassan, a 24-year-old Iranian, or Persian if you like, who's a worker in an ornamental ironworks in Tehran. He's the only son of a widow and has a sister a little younger than himself. Time for lunch, so he knocks off. Tehran is a quite modern city with rather European architecture and quite cosmopolitan in appearance, as you can see. The usual stream of traffic found in any modern capital. However, the old ways persist here. This is very much a man's world. You don't see many women on the streets, with the exception of schoolgirls and a few office workers.
Yes, a woman's place is very much in the home.
No harems, I hope.
No, the harem is a thing of the past here, in the cities at any rate.
Hassan and a fellow worker making for an inn they regularly patronize. It's really a restaurant, but it's called an inn. It's an odd mixture, isn't it? Muslim pictures and Christian pictures, at least I think they are. And of course, the voice of the pop singer, Persian style.
Persian rock and roll?
Hassan is in the marriage market, and this is of great interest to his friend, who asks, what progress? Hassan says that his mother and sister are visiting the parents of an eligible girl at this very moment. Here we are at the girl's house. Her father is a Haji. A Haji is an honorary title for one who's made a pilgrimage to Mecca. Hassan's sister and mother. The man of the house is a very regal figure, and his wife must prepare for his entrance. And she announces the Haji is on his way.
This would be a very formal visit, with every move and speech according to proper form.
Oh, yes. For instance, the Haji must warn the women he's coming. He coughs so they can make a token adjustment of their shawls. In the past, they'd be totally veiled. And here's the Haji, very ceremonious. He welcomes his guests. Then there must be a polite interval before the visitors state their purpose. You'll find a good many long silences here, but that's the custom. That's the way it must be done.
Are those pear beads he has in his hand?
Yes.
You know, I think he's terribly pompous.
Not really. It's his role to act very dignified.
غرض از زحمت یه امر خیر بود. اول زیر سایه حضرت حجت.
Finally, the mother speaks. She asks the Haji's indulgence and says with the Lord's permission they've come to speak for the Haji's daughter. And here she is, Rababa, making the traditional entrance of the eligible maiden.
Beautiful.
She greets her father.
Salam.
The mother tells her to serve the visitors first. They're casual and express polite thanks, but actually they're inspecting Rababa very closely.
بفرمایید. مرسی.
قربون شکلت برم.
She's smiling, so she must have done well.
ماشاءالله ماشاءالله چه دختری.
Hassan's mother praises the girl's beauty.
And with good reason. She's very pretty.
She is.
چرا ساکت شدی؟
همونجور که عرض کردم میخواستم از حضورتون.
Then the mother states her purpose. She asks the Haji to take her son into his family. She praises the boy.
پشت میز نشین نیست. زحمت کشه.
And the sister takes up the story. Hassan is no pallid office worker. He works with his hands. He's a very vigorous worker. He makes good wages, can support a wife.
خدا قوتش بده. منم اینجور اشخاص رو بیشتر میپسندم.
Haji says he likes such a man, but what does he do with his money? Says, if you have money and do not believe in God, you're like a drunkard with a sword.
دست آدم مست.
خاطرتون جمع باشه. اصلا از اوناش نیست.
Hassan's mother makes a spirited defense of her son. She says he's good, he's sincere and thrifty. He's like a flower from heaven, and under the Haji's care, he will be even greater.
انشاءالله زیر سایه حاج آقا عظیمم که هست بهتر میشه.
بسیار خوب. اجازه بفرمایید ما هم فکری استخاره‌ای بکنیم بعد جوابش رو عرض میکنم.
The Haji says that he will consider and he will let them know his decision.
آقا خوشگله، چاقه، کوتاه، بلنده، چیه؟
That evening, Hassan is avid to know what is the girl like. Is she pretty or not? But his womenfolk won't give him any clues, which makes him very angry.
You know, that's very mean to keep him in suspense. Surely they could at least tell him she's pretty.
No, that would be bad form. He has to accept his mother's decision. Do you know if the two families are related?
No, they're not.
I wondered because Iranians do favor marriage between cousins.
Mm-hmm.
They say that if a boy marries the daughter of his uncle, the marriage is made in heaven. Sometimes it's arranged that the boy and girl do see each other prior to the engagement.
Yes, well, that does happen a little later on. The next development is quite interesting, I think. An uncle of the girl visits Hassan's place of work and investigates the prospective fiancé. Hassan is called back to the office on some pretext so the uncle can have a closer look at him. All very casual, but Hassan gets a very close scrutiny from the uncle.
Ha-ha, now the man gets the once-over.
Well, you know, the uncle is frequently an important figure in courtship in many societies.
Mm-hmm.
The mother's brother, in a great many societies, is the chief negotiator of an engagement.
Though it's a pretext, Hassan is assigned to the job of making a special gate. Well, the days go by, and the gate will be completely finished by the time the next step is taken in Hassan's courtship of Rababa.
Poor Hassan. Compared to our Sicilian lover, he has a rough time of it.
Now we reach the occasion you suggested, Professor Jones, a contrived meeting of the boy and girl. Again, there is much formal exchange of courtesies. Rababa eavesdrops, waiting for her cue to enter. This is a departure from the old ways, but it's masked by a subterfuge. The Haji notices there's no sugar on the table, a deliberate omission by his wife, who immediately says, let Rababa bring it.
Ha-ha.
Hassan's mother and sister also ask that the girl come in. The Haji must appear very reluctant to let his daughter be seen by a strange man, and so everyone must wait until he very slowly makes up his mind.
حاج آقا اجازه میفرما.
He really takes his time, doesn't he?
It's a tense moment for Hassan. Hassan's sister says something like, what harm will it do?
حاج آقا اجازه بدین رباب خانم دهن ما رو شیرین کنن دیگه.
And finally, the Haji gives his assent.
خب بگید بیاد.
رباب جون مادر کجایی؟ اون قندون رو برد و بیا. خب داشتم خدمتتون عرض میکردم که
سلام.
ببر بگی جلو اون خانم ها.
سلام.
سلام.
Ah, he's pleased. That's good.
Now the common plea is, since she's here, please let her stay.
حالا که تشریف آوردن اجازه بدین چند دقیقه خدمتشون باشیم دیگه.
With With a show of reluctance, the Haji accedes to his guest's wishes.
حالا که اومده بشین.
بشین مادر جون.
More pretended reluctance, who has to be convinced that she may stay.
مادر بشین، حاج آقا اجازه دادن. بشین مادر.
خانم جون چرا مضایقه میکنی؟ حال چطور میشه دقیقه پلوی ما بشینی؟
خب حالا باید چند روز دیگه صحبتی بکنیم، ترتیبش رو بدیم.
And so they do meet and are pleased with one another, and the Haji gives them his blessing, saying, I hope you will both grow old together.